Hi, my name is Caroline Manny, and I'm with the University of Midway University in Midway, Kentucky. And I'm going to be talking to you today about using LibGuides and LibAnswers for communication and collaboration. At Midway, we have recently founded the Center at Midway for Teaching Innovation and Excellence. And obviously the purpose of our center is to help faculty and students with their classes. We help them with Moodle, which is our learning management system, and either just to use it or to use it better. We help them with any technical problems they have. We help them to teach with technology in their classroom. We also, since we're housed in the library, most of us that work in the center are librarians, so we also do the information literacy classes for the different classes in the university. And as I said, the center is relatively new. We just started it totally, officially this year, and this is our website. It just launched in August. And when we were putting it together, when we were designing how we would do the workflow in the center, we had some questions that we needed to find solutions to. We needed to find one place where faculty and students could communicate with all of us librarians and instructional technologists and designers. And we needed to find one place where all of us could see all the messages, make sure that none of them fell through the cracks, and make sure that we were given the best service that we could. We also needed the ability to add facts because we knew that there were certain questions that we were going to get over and over again, and we wanted people to be able to search those and self-serve as much as they wanted to. And we also wanted the ability to gather data because obviously our administration wanted us to be able to provide data about the usefulness of our center. And we wanted finally a space for easily editable informational documents that we could distribute to students, staff, faculty, anybody. And how did we find the solutions for these needs? We turned to LibAnswers and LibGuides for one place that all of the faculty members and students too could put in their questions. We turned to the question form widget in LibAnswers, and then to work with those questions and gather data about those questions and create facts from those questions, we use the LibAnswers dashboard. And for a space for easily editable informational documents, we use LibGuides. So I'm just going to go ahead and break out of the PowerPoint at this point and try to show you how this works live for us. Just go ahead and close that, and I'm in behind here. So as I said, this is our website live. I'm actually going to go to this copy of it. And for faculty and students and staff, if they go to this contact page, this is the form that they get. This was made with a widget from LibAnswers. As the text there says, widgets can be used to embed content into a web page outside of LibAnswers. So that's exactly what we did with this form. It's super easy to do. I thought when we first started to try it that it would be really hard, but it's really no harder than just creating your form content and typing it in, and you click save and it creates the widget and gives you a little embed code that you can put into your web page. Anybody, if you can type a Word document, you can use this, and it's really, really cool. And the faculty just fill this out really easily, and they submit their question, and then what happens to it is it comes to this dashboard right here, and you can see we have 2 live questions down there. I asked them to not solve everything so that I'd have something to show in today's little demonstration. This is what the questions look like when they come into the dashboard. And if you're not sure that you can answer the question, you get a little bit of a clue what the question is going to be from the question subject here, and you can see who it's from. If you're not sure that you can answer it, you can do a little quick view there so that you can see whether this looks like something that you could handle. And we really like this because a lot of our instructional designers and instructional technologists have specialty areas. Like, for example, mine is the gradebook. So whenever a question comes in about gradebook, I tend to pick that one up if I'm there. The other thing that we really like about this being in one area is, for example, obviously I'm not at work right now. I'm at a conference, and I was at this conference yesterday. All of the questions come into one place, so anybody on our team can look at them. And then anybody on the team can see, okay, this question's been dealt with, this question's been in here since January 18th. Our boss can say, hey, what's up with this question? Do you need help with that? You know, that sort of thing. So we can keep track of the status really easily. And so, for example, you can see this one is a new question. Nobody has picked this one up. It just came in today. This one is marked as pending, so you can see the status of questions. I'm going to go ahead on into this one. And when you get in here, you can see the full question. What's really neat about it is right here, I could create a reply to this faculty member. It's nice and easy. It's just like typing an email, but it's even better than an email because I have these really easy ways to insert pictures and links. So if I need to send them instructions on how to do something with pictures embedded in there, I can just do it right here in this answer form. Or if I already have a how-to made, like as a Word document or a PDF, I can just drag it right into this area and I can attach it very easy. If there are other people who might need to be CC'd on my answer, I can add CCs right there. So I can send my answer to, like, perhaps one faculty member has asked a question, but I know everybody in their department is probably going to have that question. I can just go ahead and CC it and knock it out to everybody. And then here is where this becomes more powerful. Just, I think the real power in this can be found. Suppose that this is a question that I've answered 3 times. So obviously I'm starting to see a pattern here. I can go ahead and save my answer as part of a facts group. So then that puts my answer into something called LibAnswers, which I'll show you in a second, which is searchable by our faculty and staff and other patrons. So they can find the answer themselves and kind of self-serve if they want to. So that's a really neat feature. And then another really neat feature of handling our tickets this way is this add to analytics. I can add my ticket to these analytics categories that we created. We can control what these look like. So you can see for us, we've divided up our categories of service into library, Moodle, and consultations. You can make more, you can take some out, whatever, as your service expands or changes. And then this gathers statistics for us on what areas we get asked a lot of questions on, how fast can we answer the questions, and I'll show you some of those details in a minute. But that was really important to our administration, both to justify the tool that we're using here and to justify our center and the staff that we have in it. So that's really great. And I can choose the amount of time it took me to close it, and I can divide this up further into, these are our categories inside of Moodle, for example. And then I can mark the ticket as closed, or if I'm still working on it, as pending, or whatever. And if it was a ticket that I wasn't able to solve, or if I went on a conference and I needed to reassign it so somebody could keep working on it, I can someplace in here, oh, here it is, I can reassign the ticket, so if I need help with it or something like that. And the other thing that's really cool is I can put an internal note on the ticket. So if I'm passing it to somebody, or if I just need to ask help, then I can add that internal note in there, and we can kind of keep our own little internal informational database that way. So this is a really powerful dashboard. Let me go out real quick and show you what some of the stats look like. Like I said, it was really important to our administration to be able to gather stats. So whenever something comes in through this dashboard, it becomes part of our stats. And these are really easy to work with. It's my responsibility to gather stats for the center. So I was really pleased when I saw these. I can just choose these dates, and I'll go ahead and leave it on today's date. And if I filter there, this is an instant graph boom that I can just copy and paste and send to my administration so they can see how many times we helped people with Moodle in August, September, in the fall semester. So when they ask me to do a mid-year report of the statistics for our center, had it in 5 minutes, and it looked super because the graphs are already made. So these are really, really great stats. And then let me just break out real quick and show you what the LibAnswers looks like. If I add something to a facts group, the people, our patrons, can search these. These are really simple things. Like, for example, we use a product called XProctor, and I've noticed that we've been getting a lot of questions about that, so I've gone ahead and added some XProctor facts. So if a student has questions about XProctor, they can go to this link and see whether their question can be answered here by the facts that are already entered. And if that doesn't answer their question, they can just go down here and click submit a question, and that'll go to our dashboard. So that is super easy. Now, like I said, in addition to being able to put together facts, another thing that we wanted to be able to put together was larger, more easily editable informational documents for faculty and students. And so to do that, we turned to LibGuides. I'll show you a couple of examples. In fact, the wonderful thing about LibGuides is I can link to them on our website, just like any other web page. And so under faculty resources, this is one of our LibGuides. We have information for this faculty about how they report their grades and attendance. We have our syllabus template up there. I'm going to go ahead and go back to show you another one so that you can see kind of one that's the full features. I really like the LibGuides because these are very easily editable and creatable. You don't have to know anything at all about HTML to do these. So you can put in text and pictures like you can see on this one. You can include videos in your LibGuides, as you can see on this one. And you can also include files. I won't waste time searching around for one of those, but you can include files that they can click on and download in PDF, Word, documents, anything like that that you want. Actually, I can think of a really easy one that I can find. Go back here. If I go to faculty resources, oh no, it's actually our best practices. This is our Faculty Development Institute, and you can see where we put our documents in there that are downloadable, so the faculty can get their how-to documents. And if I can get logged into one of these, I can show you how easy it is to edit these. It's as simple as a Word document. It comes, you can type in text, you can do all the things that you're used to with Word documents, change your text, center it, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that's really cool about it is, if you are more sophisticated with HTML, it will show you the code too. So you can make it as sophisticated as you want to. So it turns out some really great, easily editable for anybody, no matter their technical skill level, really well organized guides that we can use to create informational documents for our faculty and students. In addition to that, obviously, we use the LibGuides for their obvious purpose, which is to create information literacy database guides and so forth. So, does anybody have any questions about the way that the Center at Midway uses LibAnswers and LibGuides?
How do you put the videos?
Oh, it's real easy. When you are editing, like if I wanted to put a video there, I can, well, let me do add. If I go to add, then there is this media widget, and you can put it in with like an embed code if you want it to show up like those ones that I did, or you can just put in a link if you'd rather that they just click the link and go out. But so it's really, I personally like it when they can just watch it right there.
I'm actually creating one now with Brad Park. So I'm actually trying to figure out how to put, like I said, videos takes. I got most of the takes and everything planned
All
out.
set up.
Yeah,
Yeah, the key for putting videos in is to go ahead and use this media widget, and we host the videos on our YouTube channel, and then when you go to share, instead of getting the link, choose the embed code, and then you just put the embed code in right there and pop, you've got a video. Nice and easy. Any other questions? Okay, well, I thank you guys for attending, and I hope you learned something really interesting that you can take back to your institution.